I got in this space this last year where I couldn't even like enjoy my sketchbook because I was thinking, why am I drawing something in my sketchbook that isn't for anything? I should be spending this time like working on this thing that needs to be published, or this thing that needs to be for SVS, or whatever. And subsequently, like I have felt this year, because I haven't allowed myself to do that this year, and there's other extenuating circumstances, the death of my mom, moving to Arizona, like there's been all these like other things that have thrown me off, where I haven't allowed myself to, enjoy myself. And when I've come to where it's time to create, even for like client work or anything specific, there's been a lot of like, I'm just going through the motions here, and I'm relying on um, more like not pure creativity, but like all of these crutches that I use to make it look like I'm creative. So instead of me coming up with an idea, like magically in my brain, where I'm putting like two dots together that haven't been put together before, I'm just going to Pinterest and being like, that guy, smash them together. That's an idea, you know?
Right, right.
And I realized that when I have those purely like creative things where I'm thinking of something that I know no one's ever thought of before, it usually is a result of me having spent plenty of time like playing, messing around, and like just letting things happen. So what about you, Will?
Well, we've had kind of similar experiences this year.
Mm-hmm.
You lost your mom, I lost my wife, and so I was looking for and then I was dating for a while, and maybe this is a good time to announce that I've actually just gotten remarried just a few weeks ago.
Yay!
And yeah,
We've known about
which
this,
happened much faster than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, happened way faster than I ever thought it would. But in that space, I had completely lost any desire to be creative. And right after my wife died, I've never had a time in my life where I just didn't have any desire to draw. I didn't have any desire to do anything art wise for months.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I, started dating this woman that I'm now married to, her name is Lily. It all of a sudden everything started really coming back hard, as far as wanting to create again, wanting to be creative. And so I decided, because I'd been kind of taking some time off of doing other projects and really putting things on hold, I really decided to really put my full effort into Inktober to kind of get my feet back into the creative world again. And so I came up with a project, and it was to draw as many Halloween type characters as I could. And I tried to come up with 31, and I just absolutely couldn't. I mean, there's the iconic, ghost. There's the the Frankenstein type character. There's a skeleton character. I mean, there's only so many iconic Halloween characters. And so I got to about 23 or 4, and a couple of them were really stretches. And then I thought, I'm just not going to make 31. There's just no way. What do I do? And Lee, you talked about constraints. You guys both talked about constraints and limits and stuff. And so the 31 was kind of the opposite of a limit. It was stretching me, but in the same way, I needed that rule was, you got to have 31. I really wanted them to all be cohesive. So I started thinking, like, what do I do to fill in the last 7 days that I was missing? And I started thinking, well, Christmas is right around the corner. Maybe I do kind of a mashup between Halloween and Christmas. Obviously, I love Nightmare Before Christmas, Tim Burton's, thing. But I didn't want to do his character. So I thought, well, maybe there's another story in there where these Christmas characters are pissed off and evil and doing evil things. And if you want to see the characters I did, you can go to my Instagram.
It's
Military
good.
art on
It's
Instagram.
really good.
It's
Little
impressive.
plug.
Good enough to
But the
get
cool thing that came from
spotlighted
this,
on Inktober.
yeah, thank you, Jake. You know,
I didn't get spotlighted on
but the
Inktober,
thing
by the
is,
way.
Yeah, you got to post. You have to actually post some Inktober drawings, Lee.
I did one. I posted it. You'll see where it is. It's out there. I just can't talk about it yet.
Hey, but to just to finish this, just to wrap this one up, I'm actually going to make a game with those Wicked Christmas characters, and launch it on Kickstarter next year. And I've got I've been working just in my spare time. I created a Google Doc and been dumping all these ideas for mechanics of the game.
Are you trying to sell the game, or are you trying to build it yourself?
Oh, no. I'm gonna launch it on Kickstarter. So
you're gonna do the whole thing. Okay.
It's gonna be I'm gonna do the whole thing. But I guess the reason why I brought that up for this podcast is that when I set out to do Inktober, I didn't set out to make a game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so
Right.
A lot of creativity comes from being in motion and doing things. And so staring at that blank page is never the way to solve a creative problem. It just never is. Working on a project, starting something, drawing, just but doing something often can lead to other things. And this came out of nowhere, and now I'm really excited about playing with this game because I think it could be really fun, and I think I could do really well with it. So, you and Jake, you talked about the whole idea of play and does it fit in. And, I should be working on this thing for publishing. I should be working on this thing that is going to make money. Well, if the game does really well, then the play led to making money through creativity, right?
Yeah.